going up against Clattrell Pope.
It's going to take a team effort tonight to help with the rebound. It's not just going to be on Dave. Everybody has to box him out.
Our official tonight, John Broska, Antoine Dawkins, and Michael Terry. Bell wins the tip for the Dolphins. Here in the home whites, looking to improve to 5-6 tonight here at Swisher Gymnasium. Destin Barnes, quick three, got it!
That guy's been hot these last few games. He's been one of their best percentage-wise three-point shooters.
Well, in his last home game, Aaron, he went 5 of 9 from 3, really picking up where he left off. And the Dolphins lead early after his triple. Isaiah Bailey, the 6-year senior, can't get the driving basket, and there's a rebound for Dave Bell. Already clashing the grass.
Yeah, and that was a good defensive stance by Dave Bell right there, too. He just put his hands up. With his hands up, he's over 7 feet tall. Make the little guy shoot over him, force a difficult shot.
Monty Santos pulls up and gets the friendly bounce off the rim. Well, Jacksonville, that's been the knock on them in some of these losses on the road. They've gotten off to such poor starts. What does it mean to see a couple of shots go in early?
Gives them a lot of confidence early. If they can carry that out throughout the whole game and finish the game, that'll be good.
Starting and ending games, like you said, Aaron, that's been the big knock on the Dolphins so far, albeit still 4-6 on the year. Pope going to work on the block, lost the handle. Strong defense by Bell, and now the Dolphins on the break. Santos to the bucket, uncontested.
I don't think it's a player in the A-Sun faster than him. If he can get one step in front of you, there's no way you're catching him.
And after being held scoreless last game for the first time since Game 3 last year, Santos has 4 of the 7 in the first 90 seconds.
He's one of the senior leaders on this team. He has to step up. He sets the tone.
Leon Red can't answer. The Dolphins can look to go up by 9 or more. Santos gives it up to Barnes. Santos, the senior point guard out of Massachusetts, gives it up to Deanthony McCallum, his fellow senior. Baseline drive, and was fouled going up. It's something you haven't seen out of Deanthony McCallum too much as he heads to the line. Head coach Tony Jasic is very confident in his team, especially getting some time off in this next week with finals coming up. But he just said a quick turnaround after playing Marquette Wednesday. You never know where these guys can be, but he said playing at home gives them so much more comfort than heading on the road and coming out of a hotel again. Right,
you're in front of your student-based fans. You know everybody's here to see you play, and you want to perform well in front of them.
McCallum, the senior guard, who has struggled scoring a little bit, back in the starting lineup after coming off the bench the last 2 games. He's off the mark on the first, and surprisingly, only missed 2 free throws all year. 90% foul shooter hits the second, and Jacksonville leads 8-0 just over 2 minutes in. Leon Red, the 6-foot senior point guard out of Grand Rapids, Michigan. Quick 3 for Joe French. The freshman can't make it, and there's Kevin Norman soaring for the rebound. Barnes, another 3. Got it!
Hey, when he's on, he's on. Let it fly.
Barnes puffing his chest out as he's 2 for 2 from behind the arc, and Ryan Ritter calls timeouts. 30-second timeout here. Aaron, this looks like a completely different team, especially the one where they only scored 5 points in the first 8 minutes against Marquette Wednesday night.
Yeah, they're feeling real confident about playing against this team. If they came out with this same enthusiasm, this same aggressiveness, it would have been a totally different game against Marquette.
And I think what's impressive, too, you remember now as you look at the Bethune-Cookman starting 5, 4 of those guys are seniors. And again, Bethune-Cookman, especially last year, dealt with so many injuries. In fact, they had 11 different starters, and only 2 players played in every single game last year. But it's a veteran group that has won a lot of conference games on the road, and they're looking for a little revenge after falling to Jacksonville on its own home floor last year.
Yeah, the games like these, the last game we played against Western Carolina, I believe we were here, we were up, and then they came all the way back from 22 points.
Yeah.
We always start off good. We got to be able to finish the game.
Clattrell Pope, great defense from Bell, forces a tough shot.
Once again, you notice he's not jumping on those shots. He's just sticking his hands up to stay out of foul trouble.
McCallum on the hop step, lost it trying to pass it out up top. Good transition defense from the Wildcats. Stays on this end with Jacksonville, and looks like Amani Santos set to throw in. Santos finds Barnes. Now inside for Bell.
This is the matchup we wanted to see right here.
Senior big man one-on-one kicks it out. Santos now off the window. No good. Offensive rebound, Kevin Norman. Open three for Barnes. You bet.
You gotta get him the ball right now. He's on fire. Get him the ball.
He's coming out with a flamethrower tonight. Destin Barnes, after going 3 from 12 from 3 in his last 3 games, he's 3 of 3 to start the game. And now Isaiah Bailey for Bethune-Cookman is down on the floor.
Looks like he got hit in the head on this play right here. Hopefully he doesn't have a concussion.
You do see him holding his head right there. Good catch, Aaron. He's now lying down on the floor with 16:55 remaining in the first half. He is the undisputed leader, a 6-year senior and former 4-star recruit. He had his waiver approved by the NCAA over the summer, and now the officials are checking to see if there was any extracurricular activity. Maybe it was just an accidental elbow. You could tell all the bodies were in the paint muscling for the rebounds. Like we kind of talked about it off the top and before the game too, Aaron. These two teams really pride themselves on the glass, and you know they're going to be battling on the boards all night. And unfortunately, you're going to get some plays like this.
Yeah, I don't think it was anything intentional. I think it was an accident. Dave Bell, long arms, came down, accidentally hit him with an elbow.
Just a tough angle. Good to see Bailey help to his feet. And a young man who has been through so much, only played in 3 games last year before a season-ending injury. And he's bounced around since he originally committed to Fresno State. But it's good to see the Compton, California native on his feet and still sitting on the bench being attended to. Well, if you're Bethune-Cookman now, Aaron, what do you do to just put this start behind you and try to get back on track now trailing 14-0?
You got to get Pope going. He's your go-to guy. Feed him the ball in the post. If I was them, I would try to get Dave Bell in foul trouble. You take him out of the game, you have a better chance of winning.
Houston Smith, another senior, freshly into the game, draws the blocking foul on Kevin Norman. It's his first and Jacksonville's first of the game. You mentioned the foul trouble. Dave Bell coming off a game on Wednesday against Marquette where he fouled out for the first time this season and held to 6 points in just 21 minutes.
The reason he's been so effective this year is because he's been able to stay out of foul trouble. I know last year that plagued him a lot. He's had to come off the floor a couple of times last year, but this year he's been doing very well with that.
Ryan Ritter, the third-year head coach for Bethune-Cookman, trying to draw up something just to get his team on the board. But Dave Bell says, not right now.
Yeah, him and Kevin Norman on that play. Kevin Norman's one of the most athletic guys on this team.
What he lacks in size, he certainly makes up for in speed down low. 10 on the shot clock, Joe French. Now for Leon Red. Red trying to shake. Santos gives it up to Pope. Jumper at the buzzer off the mark, and McCallum all alone for the board.
That's one thing Pope is going to have to work on. I know he entered his name into the draft earlier last year. That's one thing he's going to have to work on, that outside jumper.
Feed inside for Dave Bell, hesitates and travels.
Shuffled his feet right before he gathered. He was going above the rim on that one if he would have got it past him.
Now, how difficult is that to try to wait, because you know the defender's behind you, but then you also shuffle your feet? What would you tell Dave if you're on the bench for Jacksonville?
Be patient. If they're in the air, just be patient. They got to come down. You can get a foul on them. You don't have to go for the slam. Just get the foul on them.
That's the one thing head coach Tony Jasic preaches. Says just be patient. The game will come to you. Don't force too much and get turnovers. Inside, another travel. This one goes against Jordan Priester. And we head to a timeout. What a start for the Jacksonville Dolphins. Playing in just its 3rd home game this year. They're up 14-0. Looking to extend it when we return.
Domino's Pizza, located on Arlington Road, a proud partner of Dolphin Athletics. Students, the winner.
We are Sunbelt. We look forward.
Commit to progress.
Shine together.
Elevate student athletes to create a better world.
Blaze the fast.
Challenge norms.
Enlighten and innovate.
Where no matter the height of our obstacles,
they will never block the sun.
We can. Be students first.
Rise.
Connect.
Impact.
Every day.
We are
Jacksonville.
This is Jacksonville University. It's not just a perfect place for sunny waterfront beauty shots. Although, here you choose the future you want. How? By defining it yourself. You customize your path and make it one of a kind. You want to build a future where you decide what impact you make? You want to create a life that's limited by nothing but your own ingenuity? You come to the right place.
Everybody clap your hands. Cha-cha now, y'all. Turn it out. Oh, yeah. Cha-cha, real smooth.
Jumped out to a 14-0 lead based on 3 threes from Destin Barnes. He's had 5 triples on a couple of occasions this year, and he's looking like he's going to break that tonight.
Yeah, as a shooter, once you see one go in, you feel like all of them go in. And here he is again. He accidentally misses that one, but it was on target.
He's going to say he was cold off the bench, though.
Yeah.
Jacksonville still up 14-0, pitching the shutout for now and forcing another turnover. It's really been an Achilles heel for both teams this year. Of course, as I say that, Amani Santos, the senior guard, dribbles it off his thigh. 5-on-4 for a moment, and the pass from Malik Maitland intercepted by Kevin Norman. Norman, the Alexandria, Louisiana native. Now with Dave Bell. 1-on-1, lefty hook, no good.
That's what
Follows
I
it
wanna see.
up and gets the bucket.
Yeah, I would love to see more of that for him. When he catches it in the post, he always seems to look to pass it right back out. Go at the guy. You're athletic enough. You play above the rim. You have a couple of moves. Let's see what you got.
Wildcats have had a couple of good looks. Priester can't knock down the 3. Now you're starting to see some indecisiveness from Bethune Cookman. They're looking for its first points 5 minutes in. Santos got the 3 to go.
When he's shooting it well, this team starts to flow because he's so fast. They have to play up on him. He just goes right past them, and after that, he's able to distribute the ball well.
He might credit 7 early points thanks to sticking around more than an hour after shoot-around this afternoon.
It's showing. It's paying off.
Helps being in your home gym, too.
Yeah.
Maitland looking to end the droughts.
Yeah, we have them very uncomfortable right now. Shooting a lot of long shots. They haven't really got anything going at the rim.
Santos lobs inside for Bell. No foul called.
I think the refs missed one on that one.
Maitland looking to start something. Goes to the basket. No foul, but the follow. Houston Smith draws the foul. And just over 6 minutes into the game, Aaron. Bethune Cookman can finally get that goose egg off the board.
Yeah, they're struggling right now. These couple of free throws may help them, open things up. But right now, Jacksonville, our defensive stance is very strong.
This Bethune Cookman team, it's not like they've been getting boat raced in their 4 losses. They played back-to-back games at Georgia Tech and Stetson where they lost both of those games by less than 5 points. And talking to the Jacksonville coaching staff before, as Bryce Workman checks in, Coach Tony Jasic and others were saying, we felt they outplayed Georgia Tech and set them out for a chance to win down the stretch and just couldn't make some of those plays. And meanwhile, against Stetson, kind of the same thing happened. They cut it to a 1-possession game and just couldn't get over the hump.
Yeah.
And finally, they get over the hump on the scoreboard.
Yeah, it looks like they're going into a 3-quarter press right now. A little 1-2-2 just to slow Jacksonville down, put a little more pressure, get a little more time off the clock.
Norman. No good on the 3. Maitland tiptoes on the end line and gives it up. Smith in transition.
Another long shot for them. It's working in our favor right now. Hopefully they don't start going down.
Mo Arnold along with Deontay Wood on the floor for the first time tonight. Jacksonville sticking with the post game, and it works this time around with Bryce Workman, the sophomore.
He's one of our best low post scorers. Him and David Bell. I know the first 2 games Workman came in 15 points both games. He kind of slacked off a little bit, but lately he's been picking it back up.
Not only are they the low post scoring options, Aaron, they are the only low post scoring options for Jacksonville, but they've made it very easy for Coach Jasic because for the most part they've stayed out of foul trouble and they've been very consistent through these first 10 games.
I want to see Deontay Wood get into the game tonight. Defensively, he's great, but offensively, I'm looking to see what he can do.
Yeah, 22 in white, the Alabama transfer, another one of those players who's come in after not playing last year. He's trying to get back in shape and back in rhythm.
Yep.
Hesitation from Isaiah Bailey. Good to see him back in the game. And Pope going for the offensive rebound, draws the foul inside.
And when you come from a Power 5 like Deontay Wood, you have a lot of high expectations on your back, and I'm hoping he can fulfill those.
Trey Sides in for Kevin Norman. Well, it's the first foul on Deanthony McCallum, the second team foul. Beg your pardon, the third team foul on Jacksonville. Going for the inbound, there's the active hands and feet of Deontay Wood. Getting all that 6'4" frame.
He's the big 6'4" guy. He's not small at all.
Bailey to inbound from a really tough spot in the corner. He has to throw into the backcourt for Houston Smith. Had a clock issue for a moment, but if you are Coach Jasic, this has got to be maybe your best start. How do you continue it for a full 40 minutes? Because like you said in its last home game, Jacksonville blew a 22-point lead late.
You're resting the starters now. Give them a breather, get them back in. They're flowing right now. They're in the rhythm. And that's one thing you don't want to lose. I think you have your only senior on the court right now with McCallum. He's not really a scorer, more of a defensive guy, but he's a great leader.
Isaiah Bailey kicks it in the corner for Joe French. Freshman, step back. What a nice move there. And he gets the first field goal for the Wildcats.
Yeah, great little floater on the right side of the goal.
They love his scoring ability, the freshman from Orlando. Makes it 22-4. McCallum fouled on a reach-in. It's on Jordan Priester, another freshman from Orlando. And for head coach Ryan Ritter. The Daytona Beach native, his dad, the legendary coach at Emory-Riddle, where he coached before going to Bethune Cookman. Ritter even went to high school across the street from school. That was back at Father Lopez in Daytona. Now Bryce Workman inside, kicks it out for Wood for three. Line drive shot no good and rebounded by Priester. Nice crossover for Maitland. And the ball knocked loose from Mo Arnold, goes out of bounds and stays here.
Got a lot of great defensive guys on the court right now for Jacksonville. Mo Arnold, Trey Sides, Deontay Wood, McCallum.
Ryan Ritter and his team trying to figure things out, trailing by 18, nearly 8 minutes in. And now a trap in the corner. Pope out to French. Got it for three. The 50% three-point shooter on the season, Joe French. The guy, like you said, who now has 5 of the 7 for Bethune-Cookman, trying to chip away at a 15-point deficit. McCallum probes and finds a cutting Arnold. Lost the handle, maybe a little bit too much Crisco on the pass. Maitland, now to Bailey, full head of steam, gets bumped, and he's going to the line for 2 more.
Yeah, that didn't look like a blocking foul. Workman stood there with his hands up. He's already in position. Tough call.
It goes against Bryce Workman, his first. We head to another timeout. Bethune-Cookman finally starting to find a rhythm, looking to go on a run when we come back in the first half.
We are Jacksonville.
We look forward.
Commit to progress.
Shine together.
Elevate student athletes to create a better world.
Blaze the fast. Challenge norms.
Enlighten and innovate.
For no matter the height of our obstacles,
They will never block the sun.
We can.
Be students first.
Rise.
Connect.
Impact.
Every day.
We are
Jacksonville.
This is Jacksonville University. It's not just a perfect place for sunny waterfront beauty shots. Although, here you choose the future you want. How? By defining it yourself. You customize your path and make it one of a kind. You want to build a future where you decide what impact you make? You want to create a life that's limited by nothing but your own ingenuity? You come to the right place.
Everybody clap your hands. Cha-cha now, y'all. Turn it out. Oh, yeah. Cha-cha, real smooth.
Jacksonville jumped off to quite a start. You could tell they're happy to be home, Aaron, and they've been through a lot in this non-conference slate. Certainly learned a lot from a team that is trying to replace the majority of its output from last year. What do you remember about being on the road for so long and then finally coming back to play here in Jacksonville?
It's a great feeling. You have your home legs are back under you. You have your student-based fans here to see you play. Some of your friends and classmates. It's just a great feeling. Gives you that energy. Gives you a little extra effort.
Bailey fouled going to the basket into the timeout. Third in the NCAA in free throws made this year, adds 2 more to his cause. Down to a 13-point lead, and Trey Sides turns it over.
Yeah, I'm surprised to see Trey Sides bringing the ball up. He's not really the point guard. Mo Arnold is when Santos is out. So right on cue, Santos comes in after that Trey Sides turnover.
Yeah, Monty Santos, who averages nearly 35 minutes a game, back out there after sitting on the bench for about 4 or 5 minutes there. Something you haven't really seen all season from the Dolphins.
Yeah, they need him on the floor. He's their floor general. He's a great distributor. Gets everybody in the right spots. You can't have him off the court too long.
Pope, jumper inside the free throw line, gets it to go. He's now 1 for 3 from the field. And after the sky was falling for Bethune Cookman, 9 minutes into the game, they've worked a near 20-point deficit down to 11. Wood bounce pass looking for Norman. It was off the foot inside on Clattrell Pope. Shot clock will go to 20 seconds. That was the thing, too. Jacksonville hit 4 or 5 threes seemingly in the first 2 minutes, and that was a big reason why they built that lead. How do you not settle for shots and continue to work inside?
When you have somebody like Workman, it should come easy. Run a couple of plays, get him open in the post, get him some great position, and go at Pope. Try to get him in foul trouble so it'll make it easier when Dave Bell comes back.
Now Santos carrying the load for now. The senior who averages 10 a game this year, already up to 9 with another bucket.
It's good to see shots going in for him. Coming off of the last game where he didn't really score, this is a great confidence builder.
Malik Maitland has the green light from the corner and gets it to drop in to answer the bucket from Santos. Mo Arnold up for Barnes.
A lot of screen and roll action. Workman's really trying to get the ball.
Pass a little too high for the 5'10 Santos. Still puts it up. A little too strong as Pope. Lucky to be in the area for the rebound. Bailey in transition. Off the bucket, no good, but there's Pope.
You got to box that guy out. Leading rebounder in their conference, averaging double-digit rebounds. We have to box him out as a team.
And you can see the energy as well from Clattrell Pope. A little more invigorated on the defensive end. Pass out of bounds. They initially ruled it Jacksonville ball, but all 10 players were going the other way. They did make the correction. Here comes Pope flying in.
Yeah, Jacksonville has to box him out. If he's going to do that, he's going to be on ESPN later tonight.
Bryce Orkman caught ball watching, now replaced by Dave Bell after the turnover by the Dolphins. Maitland, the senior guard, dumps it off inside for Bailey underneath.
And this is what we spoke on earlier. Jacksonville got off to a hot start, but are they able to finish this half off strong?
Now the Wildcats finding their rhythm. 24-18. It was 22-4. Dave Bell double teamed and hacked on his left arm going up.
Yeah, Jacksonville has to find their rhythm again. Those starters went out. We lost our rhythm. Once they come back in, get it back going.
Now Coach David Bell on the line for the Dolphins.
Dave Bell already with 6 early rebounds. Coach Jasic watches on. His best player this season. He gets the first free throw. He's one of just 24 players in Division I basketball to average a double-double. And especially at some points last year, you saw the flashes of brilliance.
Right.
A game against Kennesaw State here really pops up in a game where he really solidified himself as a great center. But he's doing this just about every single game now.
Staying out of foul trouble. They're able to put him back on the court, keep him on the court. He's playing more confident now. He comes from Ohio State, another Power 5 conference. This is what we wanted to see.
Maitland couldn't draw the foul. It was a clean block. Now it's a Priester. Mid-range jumper no good, and Bell with nearly foot height advantage on Malik Maitland. Gets the rebound.
Great backdoor cut by Destin Barnes.
Bell catches the lob. Goes up and over the defender for 2 more.
Good to see him looking to score when he gets it down low instead of passing it back out.
You could tell going up the floor, Clattrell Pope talking to Ryan Ritter, his head coach, trying to figure out Dave Bell early in the first half. Bailey knocks down another Bethune Cookman 3. He was just 3 of 15 from deep this season. That's a much-needed bucket after Dave Bell's 4 points. Santos caught in some trouble. Barnes, why not? His 4th 3 of the game, Destin Barnes looking at the rim like it's a hula hoop tonight.
At some point, you're going to have to put a hand up in that guy's face and not let him get the ball off, not let him touch the ball or something. He's hot right now.
1 away from his 3rd game with 5 threes made on the season. We still got 8 to go in the first half. Bailey starting to feel it as well. He's caught fire here at Swisher.
Yeah, Bethune's getting in the rhythm. They've come down, knocked down a couple of shots, back-to-back possessions.
And with Pope being contained very well by the Jacksonville defense, it's been Bailey starting to get loose, and now French, some good defense inside combined with Pope along with Bailey to make it a 2-possession game. Bailey wants it with Norman on him. Tried to jump into the defender, and he's not James Harden. You're not getting that call.
Yeah, that's a tough move. You have to really practice that because if you don't get the call, you really look silly doing it.
And Dave Bell quickly the other way on Pope, starting to bully him inside.
And that's a good thing. He's turning, looking to score. He's not passing it out anymore. He's just turning, no dribble moves, drop step, scoring the ball.
Also fun to watch both of those players talking back and forth on each possession, but Bell really starting to earn it, getting these buckets inside. Good drive inside for Jordan Priester. Now Santos to Norman. Barnes going to work, now inside. Gets denied by Pope. McCallum open for 3.
That's a good shot by McCallum. Got an inside touch, great kick out.
And how good is that to see it fall for Deanthony McCallum, the senior, averaging just 5 a game this year after he was averaging 12 in the last month of the season a year ago. Bailey, nice floater inside.
He's had to take on a different role this year. Last year he was more of a scorer. This year we have Dave Bell coming to play. Santos and Destin Barnes scoring a lot. So he's been a great leader, taking on a different role.
Barnes again for 3. Too strong. Santos walks to the rebound. McCallum drives inside, and a foul called underneath. It goes on Joe French. Right now, Isaiah Bailey. Shoulders starting to hurt a little from carrying his entire team. Jacksonville shooting the lights out of the building and leading by 11 here in the first half. The fans dancing, having a great time as Jacksonville has made 6 threes here in the first half to take an 11-point lead. They're just shooting 31% from behind the arc on the season, Aaron, but you can just tell they're so much more comfortable and confident playing on their home floor.
Yeah, especially Destin Barnes. That guy, when he shoots it with a lot of confidence, make or miss. He's letting it fly.
Certainly puts Coach Tony Jasek's mind at ease. Bethune Cookman really started to go on a run there and cut the deficit down after a 9-0 run. Jacksonville, thanks to a couple of more made threes, kicked it back up to 11 as Derek Flowers comes in for the first time tonight. Nice anticipation from Pope. Sprinting the other way through contact, can't get it to go. Offensive rebound, Wally Parks tipped out of bounds by Flowers. And the other white jerseys in the area.
That's a good aggressive drive by Pope. Luckily, Jacksonville got back down to contest the shot and knock the ball out of bounds.
Pope wants it. Can't get the free throw line jumper, and Bell right in front of him for the rebounds.
I think Jacksonville would rather him shoot that jumper than to be anywhere within the radius of the basket.
Flowers out to McCallum. Now back into Bell, and he draws the foul on Pope. That's going to be his second foul.
Good aggressive move by Dave Bell. He's going at him.
Second personal foul, 16 foul.
It's also the 6th team foul, so from here on out, the Dolphins are in the bonus with the final 5 minutes and change in the half. And that's what Coach Jasek really wanted, right? You want to get fouls on Pope.
Yep.
And the name of the game was the same thing for head coach Ryan Ritter for Bethune-Cookman is, okay, you want to get Dave Bell out of the game because both offenses rely on those players.
Exactly, and we're doing that. Pope now has 2. If he gets a third one, he has to come out. Maybe coach will do an offensive-defensive game, taking them in and out, and we'll see.
How about Dave Bell at the line, too? Now 4 of 4. He's got 10 points and 7 rebounds in the half. Zen Goodridge, the redshirt sophomore from Orlando, checks in as Pope heads to the bench with his 2 fouls. Joe Frenchie also has 2 personals, stays in the game. French from NBA range. Can't get it to drop, and you're shaking your head, Aaron. Why?
It's a bad shot. There was no inside touch, maybe only 2 passes that possession. They have to work the ball, let everybody touch it, move the defense. But he took a long shot, it was a long rebound. Jacksonville comes back down and scores the ball.
Maybe the freshman French can learn something from the senior Santos, going to the basket inside and getting another field goal here in the half. Battle for the offensive rebound. What a dive by Destin Barnes. The hustle contributing to a foul on the other end. Deanthony McCallum going to the line for 2 more.
And that was a great hustle by Destin Barnes. That's what you call a 50-50 ball. Anybody could have got it. He dove and got it, passed it up to McCallum. Now we're on the free throw line. They're in foul trouble already. Make 2 free throws.
Yeah, nice little slide there, too. If you're a Jacksonville fan compared to Bethune-Cookman, you might say he didn't really have possession. That's why the referees didn't call a travel.
Right, or a backcourt call.
That, too. Everything going right for the Dolphins here at home in the first half, leading by 15 with 4:18 left. Before heading to the locker room, McCallum back at the line. And the Dolphins, too, that's something, they played some big teams, right? They played Bowling Green, a team expected to finish first or second in the MAC this year. They played Xavier to open the season, Marquette Wednesday. They have Clemson coming up before Christmas. Getting to the free throw line, especially when your shots aren't falling against not even a superior team, is just something that can always help an offense.
Yeah, and it's good playing against great competition because championships aren't won in the fall time. They're won in the spring in the ASUN tournament. So this is good competition to see where you're at, playing against those Power 5 teams. It's great.
Santos puts on the afterburners, misses, but Bell cleans it up.
Dave Bell looking over at Bethune-Cookman bench, looking at Pope like, where you at?
He's feasting right now, nearing a double-double, not even at half.
And right as I said that, Bethune-Cookman brings Pope back into the game.
Down by 19 again, they're going to have to. And a travel inside on Wally Parks. Timeout on the floor. Jacksonville has built a 19-point lead again. They try to close out the first half on a strong note, and we come back.
We are in Jacksonville. We look forward.
Commit to progress.
Shine together.
Elevate student athletes to create a better world.
Blaze the fast. Challenge norms.
Enlighten and innovate.
For no matter the height of our obstacles,
They will never block the sun.
We can.
Be students first.
Rise.
Connect.
Impact.
Every day.
We are
Jacksonville.
This is Jacksonville University. It's not just a perfect place for sunny waterfront beauty shots. Although, here you choose the future you want. How? By defining it yourself. You customize your path and make it one of a kind. You want to build a future where you decide what impact you make? You want to create a life that's limited by nothing but your own ingenuity? You come to the right place.
Everybody clap your hands. Cha-cha now, y'all. Turn it out. Oh, yeah. Cha-cha, real smooth.
Hey, cheer up a little. Jacksonville leading by 19 at home. Basketball back. For the first time in over 2 weeks, just the third home game for this bunch. They had to grow up a lot and really learn about themselves because this team bringing in so many new players compared to last year's team, and you could tell. I know 4-6 might not look like a great record, but some of the wins the Dolphins have really helped them grow up and get ready for conference play.
Yeah, definitely. Like as you said, this team is brand new. A lot of new players, a lot of transfers. It's hard to build chemistry over 3 months, but they've done a pretty good job at that.
As Coach Jasic says, you really get to grow up when you go on the road and you bond with your teammates and start to figure things out. Compared to sleeping in the comfort of your own bed. 5 on the shot clock. Santos gonna have to throw up a prayer.
That was a bad possession by Jacksonville. Nobody really penetrated the lane. There was a lot of passing around the perimeter, and those are the type of shots you're going to end up taking.
Bethune Cookman looking to close the half on a run. They trail by as many as 20 here in the first half. Malik Maitland, and lefty gets it to go from deep.
That's a guy you don't want to get going right there. Santos has been doing a pretty good job defending him.
Coach Ritter has said Maitland probably has the greenest light among the roster. Dave Bell, look out!
Whoa.
Is that the Incredible Hulk or Dave Bell?
His elbow was above the rim on that play.
He's looking at Bethune Cookman saying, you can't stop me. He's got 14 points and 9 rebounds in the half.
I really think Coach pumped his head up playing against Pope because I haven't seen Dave Bell play like this in a long time.
Talk your stuff, Dave Bell. Jacksonville up by 18 again. Maitland, after missing on the first time on the possession, goes back to work. Barnes with a strong contest and a foul inside. It goes against Latrell Pope, his third personal foul here with 2 minutes left in the half.
David Bell, he's very active tonight, on the rim, above the rim. You don't want to be on SportsCenter under the goal when he goes up like that.
And now Dave Bell, who's 4-4 at the line tonight, at the stripe for a 1-and-1. But Bethune Cookman already getting out-rebounded by 10 here in the half. You lose the nation's #1 rebounder. They're going to have to figure things out pretty quickly.
Yeah, if I'm Jacksonville, I'm crashing the board every time. There's nobody in the game right now above 6'3", 6'4" maybe. Crash the glass. You're possibly going to get a rebound.
Houston Smith underneath. Fights through Dave Bell in traffic and finishes the tough layup.
Bethune goes back to a press, a little 2-2-1, try to slow things down.
Dolphins have turned it over 7 times here in the half, but the hot shooting, 60% from the field, has helped them build a 16-point lead. Mo Arnold, nice pump fake, kick out for a Santos 3. Barnes the offensive rebound, back to Dave Bell. Dolphins leading scorer going to work. Righty hook off the mark. Good defense from Wally Parks. Make things tough on Bell, who had it pretty easy here in the first 20 minutes.
Yeah, that was great defense by Bethune. As you can see, they all came to the lane to try to stop Dave Bell at that point.
Bailey, 3 rattles in and out. Final minute. Doesn't look like the Dolphins are going to try to go 2 for 1. And in fact, Coach Jassick calls his first timeout with his team up by 16. A quick 30-second timeout. So, Aaron, if you're in that huddle, based on what you've seen in the first half, what would you drop or who would you look to get a shot at?
Either David Bell or Destin Barnes. Those have been your go-to guys. Maybe even Santos, have him start the playoff and try to work it to your main scorers right now. David Bell's been very dominant.
They have a real Sophie's choice right there because all 3 of those guys you just mentioned are in double figures in the first half, something that Jacksonville hasn't really done, not only this year in the first half, but in 40-minute games. It's been hard to get guys going consistently and staying on a hot streak. You normally get 1 or 2 of those guys for a solid 40 minutes a game. What does this team show when they can get 3-4 guys on a roll?
Wins. They can be, I know last year they lost a lot of close games because they weren't able to finish. If they're able to come out like this and close the game, I know they were predicted 7th place in the A-Sub, but they could be in the top portion of that.
Amen. Jacksonville lost 5 conference games last year by 2 possessions or less.
That changes the seeding in the A-Sun tournament if they win those.
Exactly. That's the difference between a home game and a road game in the first round.
Right.
Officials checking the clock real quick. We have 55.7 here in Swisher Gymnasium. And actually during the timeout too, the shot clock went back up to 30 seconds. You see down on your scoreboard it says 24. I think that's just what the officials are trying to figure out in the building. Houston Smith and the Wildcats have a lot to think about because that man right there, Dave Bell, has been all over the floor, both ends. And a monster first half. Bell has kept it 16-point lead. McCallum got it again for 3. His second of the night. And it's a 19-point lead. And what do you know? The Dolphins do end up going 2 for 1 there.
That was a great zone read. They kicked it around, got a screen, pick and roll at the top, passed it around the perimeter, and there McCallum was in the corner for 3.
Jordan Priester lays it in with 28 seconds left. Jacksonville can hold for the final shot if it can get it up the floor. Maitland staying tight on Santos. Now backing off.
To a 2-3 zone. Here we go with the screen and roll at the top. McCallum again in the corner.
Pumps. Now it's a Mo Arnold. 5 seconds in the half. McCallum drives baseline, goes up, lost the ball, still loose underneath, and Jacksonville is not going to get a shot off. But just about as strong a half as you've seen from Jacksonville this year, back at home for the first time in more than 2 weeks. Jacksonville
aggressive, stand dominant with David Bell. Pope has 3 fouls right now. 1 foul puts him on the bench for at least half of his half.
And Pope is out there to start the second half. Wally Parks inbounds to Malik Maitland, a 5'9" senior from Daytona Beach. Went to high school across the street from the Bethune Cookman campus. And he has the ball going to the basket. Tipped out of bounds off of Amani Santos, stays on this end. And aside from Isaiah Bailey, who had 11 first half points for Bethune Cookman, no one else had more than 6.
And this is Jacksonville we want to see. We want to see them come out and close the game. We want to see them come out, still be aggressive, still finish this half off.
Pope one-on-one with Bell. Underneath, lost the handle. And is stolen away by Deanthony McCallum, and he draws number 4 in the first 30 seconds of the half.
As I alluded to, 1 foul, he's going to be on the bench for almost the rest of this half.
A little slippery, and you know even in today's game you're not going to get away with much, especially with the referee on the baseline right there.
Right behind him. He saw it all.
The number 1 rebounder and offensive rebounder of the country is sitting with 4 fouls. Jacksonville leads by 17, which in what has been about a picture-perfect 21 minutes. Lob inside of Dave Bell, easily poked away. Houston Smith comes up with a steal inside and a foul in the backcourt.
Monty Santos tried to do a little too much there. Want to put a little more on that pass, lead him toward the goal. He threw it behind him, got a turnover. And
Foul
a quick foul
on Amani Santos. It's his first, team's first. That's the last thing you want to see, right, if you're Jacksonville, is you obviously want to play good defense, but you got to take care of the basketball.
Yeah, you don't want to let them back in the game in any way possible.
Smith trying to back down Destin Barnes. Almost had it stolen away by Dave Bell. Mismatch for Isaiah Bailey. Couldn't get around Bell. Another battle for the rebound, and Barnes was in front of Smith and draws another foul. That's Houston Smith's second, and a lot of issues to resolve for head coach Ryan Ritter, the third-year head coach. As his Bethune-Cookman team near the top of the preseason MEAC polls, including the preseason Conference Player of the Year, Latrell Pope, who's on the bench. Dolphins out to Kevin Norman. Can't hit the three. Rebound Houston Smith, the senior from Columbus.
Yeah, I expect Kevin Norman to come out aggressive. He's usually one of their top scorers.
And Bailey, the second leading scorer, now up to 13, his average on the season. And that's one thing, too, about the Wildcats. They play a lot of seniors. 6 to be exact in the 9-man rotation. Norman fouled as he hits the deck.
Yeah, he's going to come out aggressive. I don't think he had any points in the first half.
Goes against Isaiah Bailey. Foul is his first. Already the third team foul on Bethune-Cookman 2 minutes in. We have to like Kevin Norman being aggressive. Like you said, he hasn't scored yet today, but already has a season high with 4 assists and 0 turnovers.
It's more than one way to affect the game. You can rebound, you can assist, you can get defensive rebounds and steals, and he's found a way to still have an impact on the game.
The All-American at the junior college level a year ago at Angelina College. Coach Jasek so high on what he can do. That's why I put him in the starting lineup a couple of games ago, because he knew how Kevin could affect the game, and especially Jacksonville playing 8 of its first 10 games on the road. The coach knew that, okay, you can't get off to these slow starts every single game and have a guy, you know, like Jamal Crawford come off the bench and give you offense. You have to get off to a good start right away and not fall behind by 10.
And Destin Barnes is one of those guys, once he gets hot, it's hard to stop him. And so far, they've been slowing him down, but this half we'll see what he can do.
Norman at the line, extends it to a 17-point lead for the Dolphins. French, quick trigger 3. Freshman can't hit his third of the night. And Bell grabs rebound number 11. Already has his 5th double-double on the season. Nice anticipation from Parks. Comes up with a steal on the baseline. Numbers for Malik Maitland. Pulls up for 3. Cash.
And on that last turnover by Jacksonville, that's not so much Monty Santos' turnover. That's more of David Bell. He has to hold his position. He let the guy come around him. Position is the key thing when playing in the post.
Maitland with his third 3. Now up to 9 points. Bell, mismatch inside, can't get it over Maitland, the 5'9" defender.
Seems like they're sending a double team every time David Bell touches the ball.
Maitland again. Norman a strong rebound. Not only has he been affecting the game with his passing, he has also been a great rebounder around the season. Almost lost the handle there. Shot inside, no good. McCallum the offensive rebound. And a held ball is called. Possession stays here with Jacksonville. Bryce Workman checks in for a winded Dave Bell. Big man deserves a water and a quick rest.
Yeah, he's been doing a lot tonight for the Jacksonville Dolphins. One little break right before the media timeout, get him a little extra rest. That was a smart substitution by Coach.
You certainly, especially in the non-conference portion, right, you have to watch some of the minutes he plays because you're going to need him maybe 25, 30 minutes a game in A-Sun play.
Right, and bringing in Workman, you're not really losing much on the offensive end. Defensively, David Bell's a little taller, he jumps a little higher, but on the offensive end, Workman can still bring that same presence.
Norman airballs the jumper, but a fortuitous bounce off the foot of a Wildcats defender keeps it here with 11 on the timer.
I think Norman shot at least 3 shots this half already. I knew he would come out aggressive.
Santos off the inbound. Can't hit the 3, but Barnes gets the rebound, hesitates, and misses the short-range shots. Isaiah Bailey to bring it up. Open for three. Barnes another rebound. That's what Jacksonville's done so well tonight. The main reason why they lead by 14 is they're crashing the glass on both ends.
Team rebounding, gang rebounding. Everybody's crashing the glass, not just David Bell, not just Workman, but the whole team's coming in there to help those guys out.
Joe French is called for his third personal foul. Might join Clattrell Pope on the bench, who has 4. Really, the foul trouble, a microcosm of what Bethune Cookman dealt with last year, where they had so many players go down, their big key pieces into what was the preseason champion in the MEAC conference. You lose all those guys, and now this team, they believe they can get to the NCAA tournament for the first time in program history, but you have to control some of these things, right, like rebounding and staying out of foul trouble.
Yeah, those are the two main things, especially when you have a guy like David Bell crashing the glass, Destin Barnes, those guys, Workman, those are the things you want to control.
Wally Parks, one of 6 seniors on this veteran Wildcats roster, kicks it out to the freshman French, and he buries his 3rd 3 of the game.
One thing about Frenchman, he is not shy. Whether he makes it or misses, he's shooting it.
Down to a 13-point lead after a couple of 3-pointers by the Wildcats. This one far from over in Jacksonville. Workman one-on-one. Offensive foul on Bryce Workman. Lowered the shoulder and went right into Bailey. Sold it a little, but it's going the other way after another Jacksonville turnover. And we have a timeout on the floor. Bethune Cookman finally starting to find its footing and looking to go on a run when we come back.
Back in action in historic Swisher Gym on Sunday, December 15th.
We are Jacksonville. We look forward.
Commit to progress.
Shine together.
Elevate student athletes to create a better world.
Blaze the fast. Challenge norms.
Enlighten and innovate.
Where no matter the height of our obstacles,
They will never block the sun.
We can.
Be students first.
Rise.
Connect.
Impact.
Every day.
We are
Jacksonville.
This is Jacksonville University. It's not just a perfect place for sunny waterfront beauty shots. Although, here you choose the future you want. How? By defining it yourself. You customize your path and make it one of a kind. You want to build a future where you decide what impact you make? You want to create a life that's limited by nothing but your own ingenuity? You come to the right place.
Everybody clap your hands. Cha-cha now, yo. Turn it out. Oh, yeah. Cha-cha, real smooth.
Bethune Cookman is trailed by as many as 20 points here tonight, but it's been Joe French and Isaiah Bailey carrying the offense with Clattrell Pope in foul trouble.
Yeah, those guys are really coming to play with him in foul trouble. They needed to find another spark. Someone off the bench, Frenchman, a freshman, but he's not playing like one tonight.
The program down in Daytona was really excited what they were getting with a 1,000-point score in the Orlando area in high school, and just what he could do, right? He averaged 23 points per game at the prep level a year ago at an academy in Tampa and shot 50% from 3 on the season. Those guys don't just fall off the tree to you every single day.
Yeah, and coaches really got him to buy into the system. He's really got a lot of those Orlando recruits to buy in, and that program's going to do well.
The Daytona native staying in his own backyard to recruit in his program. And they did review a 3 from Joe French that turned out to be a 2-point basket. So that's why the scores changed from 53-40 back down to 39 for the Wildcats. Right to work off the inbound. Jordan Priester to the basket. Count it in a foul. He's going to the line looking to complete the 3-point play.
That was a great drive. Drove into the lane, created contact. Now he's going to the line for a possible 3-point play.
And that is the 3rd personal foul on Bryce Workman. Puts Coach Jasic in a tough spot with Dave Bell, a little tired, still sitting on the bench trying to rest up for maybe the home stretch here in the final 8 minutes. I think that's what Coach wants as he takes Kevin Norman out, puts in Derek Flowers for a little better defense and rebounding and even size as Workman stays in the game. Free throw no good from the freshman Priester. Well, Santos has it. Over to McCallum, having one of his best offensive games of the season. His pass was tipped out of bounds by Wally Parks.
Yeah, this is promising to see from McCallum. Hopefully he can continue it throughout the season. Typically all this season he's been as a defensive player, only averaging around 5 points, but tonight he's really had a good outburst.
And Coach Jasic has said it's just something about Deanthony McCallum becoming a starter and feeling a little bit of pressure, not being used to that role is also some of the reason why he's struggled with his shot and hasn't hunted for it as much, like you said. He's changed roles and been a little bit more passive.
Yeah, that happens a lot. McCallum, he's really been deferring a lot this year to Destin Barnes, Dave Bell. Last year he was a lot more aggressive, but with him scoring and playing defense, this team could be better than what they were predicted to be.
And maybe he should have been a little less passive on that possession as Bryce Workman had to put up a 3 at the end of the shot clock.
Yeah, that's not the guy you want to have the ball at the end of the shot clock, 30 feet away from the goal.
That's now 11 turnovers in the game, the 4th of the half for Jacksonville. Priester going back to work inside. Bounce pass stolen away by Destin Barnes. Looking for Flowers, pull up. Off the rim to Houston Smith. Bethune Cookman looking to extend this run. It was 17 points not too long ago. Bailey drives. A flip shot no good, almost hung in the air for 2 seconds. 1-on-2 for Santos, he peels back. Kicks it out to Barnes, who has 4 threes tonight. Now out to Flowers. Bethune Cookman's done a much better job these last couple of minutes, Aaron, in slowing down the Jacksonville offense. It just hasn't really converted too much on this end.
Yeah, they're only down by 12 points. With a 3-point, they can knock it down to single digits. Jacksonville's been doing great defensively. It's been going back and forth.
Priester, another 3 on the possession for Bethune Cookman. Can't go down. And the Wildcats are now 6 of 18 from deep tonight.
Nothing's really been going for them downtown. But with Pope down, they're not really getting a lot of inside looks, great inside looks at that. They have to find a way to get the ball in the basket.
Smith now looking for a high percentage look. Still can't get it to go on the left side.
I mean, they can miss as many shots as they want to tonight, but they're going to have to score at some point if they want to win the game.
So 13 minutes left. Workman trying to end the Jacksonville drought. Can't make the shot, but he's still going to the free throw line. And that's something Bryce Workman has also done really well, moving from his freshman year to his sophomore year in terms of drawing fouls. He had some freshman mistakes a year ago where I think you'd remember too, Aaron, he would shuffle his feet or hesitate and then try to pass it out. He's gotten a lot more confident inside too, and that just comes with the experience, adding a little weight as well, and playing more.
Yeah. I was just going to say, he definitely came into camp this summer, came into the season in great shape. He lost a lot of baby fat, I would say, from just being a freshman, being on campus.
The freshman 15?
Yeah, he lost a lot of it, and he's coming in better shape. He's getting more playing time now, getting that experience, because a lot of guys, you don't get a lot of experience sitting on the end of the bench. So now he's playing, he's getting better each game.
In terms of losing baby fat, I'm sure you remember what it was like when you found out you can get ice cream 24 hours a day.
It's an incredible feeling, man. Ice cream, pizza, chicken fingers, all of the above.
It gets dangerous really quick, though.
Got to watch it.
And if Bethune Cookman doesn't go on a run soon, they're going to find themselves in dangerous territory, down 13 in the second half. Bailey still can't get a bucket to fall here in the second half. He has 13 to lead the Wildcats, but 11 of those in the first 20 minutes.
I understand Coach wanting to keep Pope on the bench, save him, but you need something. You need him to come in. He's just going to have to learn how to play with that fourth foul, stay out of foul trouble. It wouldn't happen, but now they're in the predicament that they're in now.
Deontay Wood, fresh off the bench, drives and scores.
Tough layup by Deontay Wood. Great drive to the basket. You see there's no defensive presence in there, so you might as well go.
Bailey trying to drop it off for Wally Parks. Gives it away to Wood for takeoff.
That's exactly what Jacksonville needed. They were in a scoring drought. Deontay Wood has come in, layup, dunk, on the defensive end, getting steals, rebounds. It's a great pickup.
And the redshirt freshman from Alabama forces a Bethune Cookman timeout. We head to break with 11:54 left in the ball game, and Jacksonville has kicked it back up to a 17-point lead thanks to Deanthony Wood off the bench. The high-flying freshman builds it to a 17-point advantage. Jacksonville continues to dominate basically from the opening tip, Aaron, where they built a 19-0 lead. And although Bethune-Cookman has had some strong stretches where they've weathered the storm, they just haven't hit enough shots to make it a 1 or 2 possession ball game.
Right, and this is very encouraging from the Dolphins. I know this is the last game before finals, and this is the way you want to go out. You want to dominate, so that going into the conference tournament, the conference play, you bring this type of experience, this type of play.
The defense and rebounding have been on point for Jacksonville. The shooting has helped as well. A foul on the perimeter on Amani Santos. His second personal foul sends us to another timeout following the Bethune-Cookman timeout. Jacksonville still leads it by 17, nearly midway through the second half.
We are Jacksonville. We look forward.
Commit to progress.
Shine together.
Elevate student athletes to create a better world.
Blaze the fast. Challenge norms.
Enlighten and innovate.
Where no matter the height of our obstacles,
They will never block the sun.
We can.
Be students first.
Impact.
Every day.
We are
Jacksonville.
This is Jacksonville University. It's not just a perfect place for sunny waterfront beauty shots. Although, here you choose the future you want. How? By defining it yourself. You customize your path and make it one of a kind. You want to build a future where you decide what impact you make? You want to create a life that's limited by nothing but your own ingenuity? You come to the right place.
Everybody clap your hands. Cha-cha now, y'all. Turn it out. Yeah. Cha-cha, real smooth.
Home sweet home for the Jacksonville Dolphins as they take the floor here in the second half, cruising with a 17-point lead. Joe French to inbounds to Malik Maitland. Still time for Wildcats comeback. Margin for error getting razor thin.
They're going to have to start scoring fast and in bunches.
Malik Maitland has 3 3-pointers today. He gives it up to Isaiah Bailey, the leading scorer for Bethune-Cookman. 2 on the shot clock. He's going to have to throw something up. The rebound, Bryce Workman.
Great defense by Jacksonville, forcing a tough shot like that at the end of a shot clock.
Santos slithers inside. Now out to Mo Arnold. Back to the senior Santos. Couple of good passes for an open Arnold 3.
That was a good ball movement. We got the ball. Jacksonville got the ball in the paint. They passed it around the perimeter. Got a wide open shot. Just got to knock it down.
Houston Smith inside, can't get the up and under layup, and another rebound for Bryce Workman, coming off the bench now with 4 boards. Santos in transition, can't hit the 3. Offensive rebound, Derek Flowers. Now back to Workman, to Wood, and an offensive foul is called. Again, you get into a dangerous territory. It's Houston Smith right outside the cylinder, planted his feet, and when you lower your shoulder now, it's going to get called every single time.
Right. It seems like Bethune is looking for them to lower their shoulders. I think that's the second charge they've taken in the post.
Lob inside, Isaiah Bailey can't get it to go. Almost got it on the second bounce.
There was a great play design by Bethune Cookman. The high screen at the top, back screen, wide open lob. He just has to make that dunk.
Santos a little too far ahead of Bryce Workman for another turnover. And just a little too far away for the 6'6" senior. You could tell he really wanted that when he got free. Lonnie Santos heads to the bench with Trey Sides replacing.
Haven't seen Dave Bell come into the game in a while. See him on the bike over there, keeping his legs warm. That's a good sign.
Especially up 17. I know he's hot tonight, but like we were saying earlier, you might want to save him for conference play. You don't want to put too many miles on him in the non-conference portion, especially when you're leading by nearly 20.
Right. We have Workman in the game. He's gaining experience here, earning a little playing time, so that's always a good sign.
Trey Sides, pump fake, finds a cutting Wood. He had it stripped, but a foul.
After those early buckets by Deontay Wood, he's looking very aggressive. He's looking to score, driving the baseline. He got a charging foul a little earlier on the possession, but he's looking to score every time he touches the ball now.
Latrell Pope waiting to check in after Isaiah Bailey's second foul, the 16th foul of the half. And the officials, John Broska, Antoine Dawkins, and Michael Terry, going over to see if it was a foul on the floor. Was Wood starting to go up into a shot? And now it's being explained to Coach Ryan Ritter, who's just waiting to get the #1 rebounder in the country back in the game.
And if he comes back in and starts dominating, I wouldn't be too surprised if Dave Bell sprints to the scoring table to get back in the game.
After nearly 10 minutes on the bench after committing his 4th foul 30 seconds into the second half, Latrell Pope, who not only leads the nation in rebounds per game, but averages 5 offensive rebounds per game. That can be a big part of this Wildcats offense trying to generate some second chances.
Yeah, and they're definitely going to need it down almost 20 points right now.
Wood with 6 points here in a flurry in the middle stages of the second half, help building the lead up to 19.
Yeah, Jacksonville has to close the game out this time. Last time they were out, they let a 22-point lead go to waste, end up going into a double overtime game.
And that was in 6.5 minutes. Solid defense again from the Dolphins. Start the break. Wood into the corner for Arnold. Step back 3, count it!
Great shot by Mo Arnold. He's one of the guys who can use the ball with both hands, get any shot he wants to. He hasn't been shooting well from the perimeter, but that was good to go in for him.
Yes, 28% on the season. And a foul inside. It goes against Arnold, his first and the team's 5th. And there you go, Dave Bell off the exercise bike and into the game after a solid rest. Bell dominating, might be our player of the game already with 14 points and 11 rebounds. But another nice look at Arnold. Step back to create some space and get it up and over the 6'9" Pope.
You can tell he's been watching a lot of James Harden tapes with that step back.
We can all dream.
Yeah.
A technical foul is called.
Technical foul has been called on the bench for Bethune Cookman.
On the bench of Bethune-Cookman.
It goes against Ryan Ritter. Had some words for the officials after the foul that went against Jacksonville, but you know, it's the age-old tactic, right, Aaron? It's you want to try to fire up your team a little bit and get maybe a little free timeout as Barnes goes to the line.
Exactly. Your team's down. You need something to get them going. If your coach, if you're a player and you see your coach fighting for you, you're going to want to go out and play harder for him.
Barnes extends it to a 24-point lead, Jacksonville's largest of the game. Well, after the foul on Arnold, Bethune-Cookman set to inbound underneath, and he gets out Ritter. They're just fighting for his team now, which has struggled most of the night. French off the inbound. Can't get it, and Bell gets board number 12, getting near his season high of 16. Sides baseline drive, gives it up. Dave Bell!
Above the rim. Throw it down, big man.
Oh, he's about to tear down the basket like Shaq.
Great pass by Trey Sides. Drew the defense in. Wide open dunk for Dave Bell.
Lob up for Pope. He couldn't handle the feed. Maitland gets it back. French from the corner. Too strong, and Barnes another rebounds. Barnes has been equally impressive with 8 rebounds. Arnold called for an offensive foul. It looked like a running back trying to stiff arm a defender going into the lane.
Yeah, he wanted to get that shot off bad. He created a lot of space, pushed off with his off arm mid-air. He's a freshman, he's learning.
It's his second. Because it's a player control foul, no free throws for Bethune-Cookman, although it is the 8th team foul on Jacksonville in the half.
But on a play like that, after a Dave Bell dunk, you want to go back to him. He's feeling it right then. Give him the ball back in the post.
Pope, another long jumper. Struggled with that shot tonight. Lets out a big size. He goes back on defense. Been that kind of night for Pope going up against Dave Bell in this Jacksonville front line. Barnes tries another three. Off the rim, follows his own shot, but Maitland poked it away in his favor.
Great shot by Barnes. He's been knocking it down. If I'm him, I'm shooting it every time I'm open as well.
Maitland's almost got that one to go down with Barnes' hand right in his face. Now Arnold wisely slowing it down with the Dolphins up 26. Media timeout coming at the next whistle. Arnold inside, and thanks to Dave Bell's seal, he helps the freshman get the bucket.
As I alluded to earlier, Mo Arnold will go either way with either hand when he wants to. The coaches kind of pulled him back, let him sit behind Santos so that he can see how to play the point guard position. But as the season goes on, he's going to learn.
A nice all-around effort for the Dolphins. It's 69-41 here at home as Bethune-Cookman calls time. Trey Sides giving it up to Dave Bell. Cleared for takeoff, and the Dolphins rolling at home. Aaron, we talked about it off the top. Dave Bell going against Clattrell Pope. One of these two guys was most likely going to decide the game, and we were right. Dave Bell with 16 points and 13 rebounds, flexing his muscle on both ends of the court tonight.
Yeah, he came out ready to play tonight. He knew who he had as an opponent facing him, and he wanted to show him that you're not that much better than me, or if you're better than me at all. And he's really showed that he's the best center tonight.
He said in the break, that's what people come to see. Dave Bell. Yeah, so nice you got to see it twice. Nearly throwing the basket down. And how about this, too? It's been a great team effort as well, though. Dave Bell has the highlights to lead the way. JU is plus 20 in the rebounding battle against Bethune-Cookman.
As I said earlier, it has to be team rebounding. Right now, David Bell has a double-double, but Destin Barnes is about to get a double-double with 2 more rebounds. Deanthony McCallum has 8 rebounds. They're all helping him rebound against Pope.
And McCallum has doubled his season high in terms of rebounding. Wally Parks, open 3, can't fall. Bethune-Cookman just 5 of 21 from outside.
Pope hurt.
And now Pope is hurt. He's holding his right knee. And a foul in the backcourt.
You don't want to see that. Looked like a non-contact injury. He came down and started holding his knee.
Last thing anybody wants to see now, especially for Pope, who's been playing so well this year. One of the most dominant rebounders college basketball has seen in the past couple of years. We'll take a second look.
Yeah, he's just walking. And
it was maybe coming around underneath the basket, but he could tell as soon as he cut outside of the paint, something went wrong. Now the trainer, along with head coach Ryan Ritter, and teammate Isaiah Bailey, who knows a thing or two about suffering significant injuries. Bailey, a 6-year senior, had a season-ending injury in the first 2 weeks of the season last year. But good to see him at least sitting up. You hope it's just a stinger, maybe just a cramp.
yeah,
He's helped off with a couple of his teammates.
it's tough to see. He's a great player.
But you never love to see an injury, right? But you see the way his head coach comes out, and also the senior Isaiah Bailey coming over, tending to him too. That's what Bethune-Cookman is really trying to build, and that's why even preseason, Coach Ritter really thought, even after all the injuries last year and couldn't close out close games and the turnovers being a big problem, they thought this is a team with so many seniors that can get them to the NCAA tournament. Now, the sky isn't falling. There's plenty of time left. But you just hope everything works out for Pope, who's being attended to at the end of the bench. Isaiah Bailey throws down a monster slam.
Looked like he jumped from outside of the painted area.
Ooh, that's going to be on Sports Center tonight. LeBron-esque. Down to 26. Barnes, a good pump fake, frees him up. Can't knock it down, but another Dave Bell rebound, or no. An offensive foul called on the push. Bell does not agree.
Yeah, it looked like he just went straight up for that one.
There's almost rebound number 14 for the big man. Talking with official Michael Terry. Yeah, second look here.
Ooh. Cocked it back all the way.
That's a little tomahawk slam. And a foul on Dave Bell. He sends Malik Maitland to the free throw line. I think he was just the guy in the area that threw his hands up and says, yeah, I'll shoot the free throws.
I think I've done that a couple of times. And the ref doesn't know for sure.
An 81% career shooter at the line. Misses the 1-and-1.
I think that's McCullum's 9th or 10th rebound right there.
It is number 9. Well, McCallum, who has 9 points to go with 9 rebounds.
On his way to a double-double. And Destin Barnes not too far behind from a double-double either.
Trey Sides, the freshman. Has it with 7. Nothing there on the turnaround. Poked loose by Wally Parks. And last stop of Sides.
Yeah, Trey Sides, the freshman, he really didn't know what to do with the ball, so he decided to try to go score. Got down there and just lost the handle. But this is the type of game where you want to get him in and just to play, just to get that experience, get that feel for the game.
And Sides, a player who did start the first 6-8 games of the season, right? And he did have some time on the floor. Wally Parks pulls up for three, no good, but it's like a lot of these other players, it just feels like these first 2 months of the season, you're auditioning for what your role is going to be in ASUN play.
And coming in the college, everybody's good. When you're in high school, you're the guy. You're going to take all the shots. You're going to get all the points, get the rebounds. But coming into college, everybody was that guy. And you have to find a role on the team to keep you on the court.
And another turnover forced by Bethune-Cookman's defense. Biggest problem is they're still sitting on 43 points, trying not to become another victim to JU's dominant defense at times this year. They've already held 2 opponents under 50. And if they can keep Bethune-Cookman from reaching 50, it'll be the first time since the 2002 season Jacksonville has done it 3 times in a year.
That's just a credit to the team buying into the coach's philosophy. It's not all about offense. If you can shut a team down, you're putting yourself in a better position to win.
McCallum out to Mo Arnold. Sides, feeds inside for Bell. Nothing you can do about that there.
Dave Bell doing a little talking. You don't want to get caught up into that. We're up. Jacksonville's up by 20 points almost. Just want to win the game, go out.
Dave Bell already with 18 points inside Houston Smith. Fouled by Trey Sides. It's going to be the freshman's first. 2-shot free throw. Doesn't matter that it's the 19th foul on the Dolphins. So the Wildcats and the double bonus for the final 4:41 here at Swisher. But the hot start, I think that's just the biggest takeaway you can get from this game, right? And I know you said that too. Yeah, it's great to have a hot start, but you need to close out the final 5-6 minutes. And not to say Jacksonville has been great these last couple of possessions, but when you're leading by nearly 30 points, you can kind of take your foot off the gas. And like you said, try some new lineups, put some freshmen out there, and rest your 3 seniors that are going to be a big part of your scoring, rebounding. I'm trying to think of another word, but just about everything you can think of, those guys are going to need some rest.
Yeah, they found a way to weather the storm. Bethune has had a couple of runs here and there, but Jacksonville has come right back with threes. Dave Bell dunks and rebounds. So this is a great team-building game for them.
Yeah. And after suffering a couple of close losses, one at Campbell, the Western Carolina game like we've mentioned, even playing at Marquette and really struggling in the first 10 minutes of that one. Trying to feed inside, Dave Bell held by Zen Goodrich.
They're really trying to feed Dave Bell. He's having almost one of his best nights that he's played at Jacksonville University. So they're really looking for him right now.
18 foul on Bethune-Cookman. For Zenridge, that is his first. And to give you a little update, now we don't know what's going on at the end of the Wildcats bench, but I at least think it's a good sign that Pope is still staying on the bench and not going down into the locker room. They're still checking out that right knee, trying to massage it, keep it loose.
Right, it looks like they're able to bend it, which is always a good sign. Nothing's possibly torn or broken, so if you can bend it, that's always a good sign.
Jasic watches on as Dave Bell's at the free throw line. Makes the first of a 1-on-1. And even Isaiah Bailey checking out for what might be the final time tonight. Going to the end of the bench and putting his arm around his fellow senior and just asking for a quick update himself.
That's that camaraderie as you build as a team. Those guys, you said 6 seniors on the team, they've been with each other for a long time. And they basically love each other. They're brothers.
And they know the time is now to come up with Bethune-Cookman's first ever NCAA tournament appearance. Nice drive by Jordan Priester, a freshman who was the state player of the year in Class 2A in Florida last year at Central Florida Christian, also a state champion. One of several players they're really excited about, but Coach Ritter preseason even said 4 in red is going to be probably the freshman with the highest ceiling we have.
That's always good when the coach comes out and has that much confidence in you as a freshman. It makes you want to play harder. It makes you want to back up what he's saying.
McCallum into double figures for just the second time this year. Priester back to work inside, draws the foul. Going to the line looking to complete the 3-point play. It's funny to think about it too as we head into a timeout. Wildcats, especially the freshmen, showing no quit, trying to finish this game strong as Jacksonville leads by 26 going into the home stretch.
The team behind the team, Baptist Health, proud to be the official healthcare provider, the Jacksonville Dolphins.
Final minutes here at Swisher Gymnasium, where Jacksonville has had its three-headed monster show up in a big way, mostly getting the damage done early, but it's been so consistent, starting with Dave Bell.
Right. Like you said, it started with Dave Bell and Destin Barnes. Santos here and there has gotten his shot in, but you pick your poison. Somebody was going to score on you.
And as Jordan Priester heads to the free throw line, looking to complete the three-point play that sent us into the timeout, when those three guys are the three best players on the floor, you have to think, right? And I know it's Bethune Cookman, it's a one-game sample, but Jacksonville looks like a top 3-4 team in the conference.
Right, and they can be. It's all about consistency, though. They have to do it every time they come out to play, not just against a team like Bethune, not just against a team that's, not as good as them.
Malik Maitland fouls Amani Santos in front of half court.
I noticed Deanthony McCallum has a double-double as well now, him and David Bell.
And taking a look at some of the results from the A-Sun, that's what you think. North Florida falls down the stretch at Austin P. Stetson, who beat Bethune Cookman earlier this week by 5 down in DeLand. Just a lot of question marks. NJIT expected to be up near the top, of course. Liberty, the reigning conference champions, tournament champions, I should say, and won the first-round NCAA game. That's good. Liberty 10-0, one of just about a dozen undefeated teams left in college basketball. There's Destin Barnes with three-pointer number 5 tonight. The third time this year he's hit 5 threes in a game.
It's just the straw that breaks the camel back right there. They're up 20 points, and he comes back and just hits a three, puts them up 28 points now.
Malik Maitland wastes no time drawing the foul inside. It does go against Barnes, his second. I think that's just kind of what we were talking about before, especially in the A-Sun. Florida Gulf Coast lost a lot of guys. Lipscomb lost its core group of 6 or 7 seniors from last year when they won the regular season title. And even some other teams like Kennesaw State, Stetson have struggled. In Jacksonville, you look at them, and in some of the games they've won, you go, yeah, they could maybe get 3 or 4, the 3 or 4 seed in the conference tournament, or they might have the same issues as last year where they struggled taking care of the ball and closing out games.
Yep, and this league is really up for grabs. Jacksonville could be right there, top 3 team. It's all about consistency. Can they do this every single game that they play, every single night?
Dave Bell's been about as consistent as they come. Had a streak of 4 double-doubles, and the reigning A-Sun Player of the Week puts it in again, just muscling his way inside and doing whatever he wants in the paint.
I really think he's putting his name in the early ballot box for A-Sun Player of the Year.
Defense to offense. Deanthony McCallum, 2 more for the Dolphins. 30 points is the largest lead of the night after Jacksonville opened the game on a 19-0 run. Jordan Priester starting to pad the stats late in this one. Freshman starting to feel it, but like we said a couple of minutes ago, he's showing why that the coaching staff really excited about the local product from Orlando.
Right, and if he was able to do what he's doing now early in the game, maybe it's a different outcome. But that just comes along with playing basketball, playing the college game. You have to be able to do it consistently for 40 minutes.
And Coach Ritter will tell you, there you go, Priester. Starting to feel it, on fire. Another 3 from the same spot. Trying to make the final score look a little better for the Wildcats tonight as he's having a solid effort on his own. Priester up to 14 points.
Yeah, you don't want to just give away points. Let's close the game out on a high note.
Another 1,000-point score in high school. Santos beats Maitland. Little floater, bounces around but can't fall, and French grabs the rebound. Priester, 3 for 3. No. That was the heat check.
That was the heat check. He came down. He's made 2 in a row. Why not? You're down almost 30 points. Why not?
There we go. Welcome to the Dunk Show, Aaron, as we've had a couple of big highlights. And what a job by our camera crew tonight to get all these nice dunks capped off by Dave Bell's second Herculean-style dunk. And even Isaiah Bailey cocking it back.
That was a nice dunk right there.
That's a little tomahawk.
He threw that down like he was mad at the rim.
Coming up on the final minute here at Swisher Gymnasium, the Dolphins finally, the finals coming up, sticking around home for the first time for about a week ever. Since school started, really. You have to go back and think, but the season started 5-6 weeks ago.
Yeah, these guys have been road warriors. They've battled in a lot of tough competition on the road. They come home and get a win.
Workman tries another three, but it's too strong. Middle Georgia State next Saturday for the Dolphins before hitting the road again, going to nearby South Carolina to play at Presbyterian and Clemson. And then the holiday break, you play South Carolina State to close out the regular season. There's the schedule right on cue. And then you start at North Alabama when you play A-Sun teams. You know, you hit the new year January 2nd. Got to get over the holiday break and get back into action.
Yeah, a couple of tough games in the upcoming schedule. If they can pull those out, they can go into conference with a lot of confidence.
Tony Jasic emptying the bench now. Corey Romick is checked in. Owen Valentine is checked in. Mo Arnold still out there. Free throw goes in and out for Priester. Valentine the rebounds.
A lot of guys who don't normally get a lot of playing time right now in. I know they're going to try to put up a quick shot. See their name on the box sheet.
Donovan Forte passes to Thomas Owen. Forte going inside.
There it is.
Can't get the layup to go.
There it is.
Over Zen Goodrich.
And look at the bench was up on their feet hoping that he would score that one.
Final 15 seconds. Maitland gets one final bucket to go to make it a 22-point game. Arnold gets the inbound. You have a feeling Jacksonville. Oh no, Owen for three. You're no good. If you're open, might as well shoot it. French final shots off the rim. Rebound Arnold, and Jacksonville puts a bow on win number 5 this season. A dominating effort from tip to finish.